Welcome to another tutorial on pandas, and today I'm going to talk about the groupby object again, and also about transform and a little bit about multi-indexes. I'll touch multi-indexes more in depth in later videos, but for now all we need is a little information about that, because this time I'm going to explain how to solve the problem that we had last video more elegantly. Okay, let's jump right into it. We are gonna use the wine dataset again, like in the last video. I'll post a link in the description again. And what we did last time was first aggregate on lists. We would take for each variety a list of all the countries that is from, and then pick the mode of that. So the country that appears most often in the list. So is there a better approach? Because we're gonna see, I'll let time, okay. I need the data set. I'm gonna let this run, and you'll see it'll take quite a while. Yes, about 15 seconds. All right, so let's try to make that a little bit better. I'm going to write the following variable. I'll call it multi-index, and group by. We're gonna group by two variables this time, and that's going to create the multi-index. Variety and country, and then what we're going to do is let it count. And we're going to count on, let's say, by variety, because if I can group by variety, it'll also count if there is a variety that's not null. So every time there is something in that cell, it'll count. Okay, let's run this. And let's look into this series. We'll have this multi-index here, and we actually don't want that, because afterwards we just want to sum on, not sum, but we want the maximum for one variety. So like Aidani, okay, that's unlucky, we only have one here, but for Albana, for example, we would want only the variety column, and then take the maximum in the subgroup of the country. So we're going to do that. All we have to do is reset that multi-index. That's all we have to know for now about multi-indexes, but they're very useful, and I'll cover them better later. Okay. Gotta say, what we also have to do is rename this, because it's called variety now. When we reset that, it's gonna put back the names that we had here. It's variety and country, and there's going to be conflict. So first we have to rename that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that now. Name. We can just do it like this. If this was a data frame, we have to say okay, columns, and then give it the names. But This is a series, so it's unique, the name of the column, and we're gonna call it count. And we'll have that in place. Okay. And then we'll reset that index. We'll have it in place too. And we're going to run that part of the code. Ah, that was the problem. Okay, doesn't work either. What could the problem be? Maybe we don't have anything in place here. Okay, so the reset index does not have an in place statement in there. Okay, so now we're gonna look into that. So we have this, and now what we want to do is take the maximum for each variety. For example, here for Aglianiso, we want this. We want 306. It doesn't really matter to us if we get Italy and the US right away, but we can find it out later. So we just want that count. We can check on that later and get Italy back again. So it's easier for us to just work with numerical values. All right. So we're going to do that with the transform function. So the way we're going to do that is, let's call it df2 is multi-index reset dot transform max. First, we have to group on the variety though. So we're going to group by variety, and we're going to we want the maximum of the count. We renamed that earlier. Okay, and let's see what this will give us. df2 perfect. Problem is just that we're gonna just append it to df2. Like, we're gonna say df2 count max is exactly that. Because our problem was that we didn't have any index here. So this is more tidy. Wait. Multi-index reset. I want to append it to the reset data frame. Okay. This is what I want now. All right. So we'll have it here now. Exactly like this. And now we can merge that onto our original data frame, onto the df. Df is pd.merge. We're going to merge df. And what we want to merge onto it is the multi-index reset data frame. And how? we're gonna say what's the best way to do it? Do we have to merge it on there? We can actually do it like this. We don't have to merge it back onto that. Because if you look at the multi-index reset, we already have all the varieties in here. All we have to do is check if the count is the count max, then we want this this country here. So what you're going to do is if result is multi-index reset, where multi-index reset of count is multi-index reset of count max. So whenever those two cells are the same, and we take that, we take that line is true, and then we can slice it on there, because all I'm doing here is making a mask. This here is a mask. It's gonna put out an array of true, false, and so on, whenever they're same, and if they're not the same, it's false. Okay, and that's a way to slice such a data frame. So that's what I'm using here. Okay, let's see what this does. Oops, what did I do? Run cell in advance. Okay, no problem. Thought I destroyed something there. Okay, so let's look into the result. And what we have here is the aggregation of all of that, of all that we wanted. But we still have one small problem that we didn't think about earlier, and that is, what if there are two countries that have the same count? Then both of them would be in here, so we'll still have to drop them. If we don't care about two modes, if we have 5 times USA and 5 times Greece, and we don't care really which one we'll pick, we can just drop them and not think about it any further. So result dot drop values by will be drop duplicates, sorry. Duplicates. Subset is variety, because that's the column that where we don't want duplicates, and we'll say in places true. Okay, it says we have a syntax error. That is why, because it's a function. We're not slicing here. Okay, so let's try this. A value is trying to be set on a copy of a slice from a data frame. A copy of a slice of a data frame. Oh. Well, that's just a hint. It's not a real error, so we don't have to worry about that now. Let's look into the result. And now we have those unique values. You can see earlier we had a little bit higher count here on the size. It was longer, but we lost some that were duplicates. I can show you that again. So one is just that. Oh no, we're just gonna do it like this. We're just gonna let it run until here. Okay, and we'll have 653 here, and we lost some of them, about 20 of them. Okay, so let's time it. Let's see if we got any faster. Okay. Okay. I was looking for the timing. I'm quite new to Spider, so I was using PyCharm before, because it's easier to debug there, and I just like the feel better. But the Variable Explorer is so good in Spider, so I had to change my IDEs. And you can see the difference is immense. It's crazy. It makes a huge difference, especially for very big data sets. And there are other methods that are better for even bigger data frames, but I've tested this on 400,000 rows too, and it worked in a reasonable amount of time. And it's still linear, so if you've got a better option, that'll only work like probably 2 or 3 times faster at best. So that's not a substantial improvement, but this is very significant. Okay, I hope you liked the video, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to comment them in the video below. Thank you.